Right, so it's been a while since our last video on this channel, and I, for one, would like to apologize for that. But moving across the country, finding 2 new jobs, oh, and I did completely tear my rotator cuff at that new job, which was super fun. But yeah, that and everything that comes along with it, that sort of takes some time. But excuses aside, welcome back to our tiny little home promotion, 3 Ropes Wrestling. On this week's video, we have a lot going on because of what happened the last time we got together at 3 Ropes Frozen Ground. Our fearless leader, David Marquez, announced a championship tournament to take place in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, but the jerk decided to spare us on some important details. So we have that to look forward to. Also, one would think that Rick Fuller, Ace Steel, and Kodiak Bear should have something to say about who's crowned the first 3 Ropes Wrestling champion. The big question, though, is if Lance Storm will be able to enter the tournament himself after being taken out by Rick Fuller in a dirty move that proved that Fuller might be willing to go further than anyone in 3 Ropes to secure a victory, even taking out his opponent's dirty move by Rick Fuller, but taking out his opponents from behind their back. All this and some more. Also, if you're watching this, please help us towards our goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the summer. I don't think that's too much to ask. Guys, it feels so great to be back, and there is a ton of wrestling to book, so thank you in advance for helping hit the like button and the subscribe button. I appreciate it. End of my shrill. Now, on to today's video. So welcome in. 3 Ropes Wrestling is on, and yes, it has taken a long time, and yes, I apologize and addressed it at the start of the video, so we don't have to do that again. Welcome back. 3 Ropes Wrestling has lost a little bit of money, $1,116 to be precise, and let's look at our last show real quick, and we will jog the memory here. The last show, 3 Ropes Wrestling, Frozen Ground, Ace Fuller there, Ace Steel, Max Muscle, all of them were there. David Marquez announces the title tournament and the weekly location for filming being in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 3 Ropes Wrestling is going to be filmed weekly. We are just going to be putting it out onto VHS at the moment, but we will be able to sell to our fans the shows that they're not able to go to, or even the ones that they do go to that they just want to have as a collection, so or a collector's item. So David Marquez comes out, he announces that there will be a title tournament. He really doesn't announce who's going to be in it, how many people are going to be in it, when it's going to be, nothing like that, but we know that 3 Ropes Wrestling will have a heavyweight champion here in the near future, and that there are plans to make sure that that comes to fruition. Now, Shane Helms defeats Ace Darling in a match that scored a 14, which was not really great. Kodiak Bear, we're keeping him very strong, and we have him beat somebody who just showed up at the show, Diablos Mocabre. I probably destroyed the name there. The Harlem Knights, who we're keeping strong as well, Mo and Mabel from Men in a Mission, WWF fame. They were the Harlem Knights before. We have them in the promotion, and they are defeating Tommy Cairo and Vito LaGrasso in this match tonight. Last in the show that we're doing. Ace Steel defeated Max Muscle. We're just keeping Ace Steel strong. And Fuller slides into the ring, and Steel and Fuller brawl until separated by 3 Ropes officials. If you remember, Ace Steel coming to his friend Lance Storm's aid after Rick Fuller attacked Lance Storm from behind. And we're going to have to figure out if Lance Storm is going to be in the tournament or not. We were told that we were going to get some news here tonight. We have not gotten the news. So not sure if he's going to show up in the tournament or not, but or even when the tournament is. So we've got some time, and David Marquez still has to announce when the tournament is. So we'll see if Lance Storm can join us. But that was our last show. It was our 3rd show overall, and as long as we're talking still about the money, there is everything right there. We've lost $468 so far. I think we're going to lose even more. We just keep putting out shows and we can just keep getting no advancement in size. That leads me to my next thing. 0. Not 1 point. Not 1 point. Not even for existing do we get a point. So we're going to have to show up here tonight. We've already lost $1,100 and not produced 1 point, which honestly a little embarrassing. And we need to bring in one name at some point. It might be this show, it might not be. I really truly don't have a show lined out as I'm making this video right now. I'm going to book it during the filming of this video. I'll go, off the air or whatever, off the video and film it or book it and then do that. But we're going to need a big name is what I'm trying to say, because it doesn't even have to be a huge name. It just has to be somebody with 20 popularity or more, I would say, just to give us the little bit of rub that we can get from their name and have our promotion be somebody or something that somebody knows somewhere, because right now we have a 0 popularity. Let's look here. We had 52 fans in the last one, 51 in the one before, and 52. So let's just say we have not gained any fans at all from our first show. We need to do something, and I don't think that the roster is strong enough to do the things we need to do. However, we're kind of tied because of us not having any money. We are losing money currently. So we'll have to see what we can do to get these crowds up. But now let's go and check the news out first. And we'll check out WCW first. The southeastern part of the country, I'm guessing going to be Marietta, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. They just have their regular main event show. It's a B show. As you see the results there, it doesn't really matter. You can pause it if you want to really look at them, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing happening. This is the big one, though. The Great Muta has left, his contract expiring with WCW. WCW and New Japan's working relationship still going strong here in this game. The likes of Sting, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, all those names, Ricky Steamboat, will take place in matches for New Japan. So WCW sort of spreading themselves thin here with this new agreement, and they're trying to really reach out to the world. So we're going to see if that works for them. In WWF news this week, Sensational Sherry has agreed to an extension with the World Wrestling Federation. It's a written contract, so nobody's able to get her. We can't afford her anyway, but WCW will not be able to use her services at all. Now, WCW Superstars, if you were interested, there is the main event or in the card. Savage defeated Hogan for the WWF Heavyweight title on Superstars. I mean, my goodness. That is a good Superstars. Wrestling Challenge and Primetime Wrestling. That's great. Pat Tanaka has left the WWF. Now, Pat Tanaka is somebody that would name value, but I don't think where we are, and I think we need somebody more than Pat Tanaka to move the needle. However, he probably would, honestly, he would probably fit. Just based on popularity alone, he would, and skills on there. He just happens to be from Mid-South, which might be a little far for us to bring somebody in, so we don't really need Pat Tanaka. Let's check the email first. Mizuki Endo has now joined the wing. Will be working under the ring. Okay. And Diablos, my recent booking has been poor. I need to be given the chance for some momentum. He's literally not even a worker of ours. So I don't know what he's talking about. He came in and we used him. Thank you. We're, using you tonight, and thanks for showing up. If you come, be professional. There's always a chance that you might be on the show. So they always tell wrestlers to bring your gear regardless. I've seen it in my time in pro wrestling. I've seen it many times where wrestlers will get spots on shows because of just being prepared and having things ready to go. So we did that for him, and now he's complaining about the booking. So, okay, whatever, dude. Available articles tonight. Jumpin' Joey Maggs and Dick Slater got into it. That seems crazy. Kamala gains authority within USWA. Gaining authority seems crazy anyway for that character, but James Harris, good dude. I believe his name's James Harris. Yeah, I think so. And then new ECW locker room leader, Salvatore Bellamo. What? Okay, we're still very early. We're still well before the hardcore revolution that will be ECW. This is Eastern Championship Wrestling. And a new approach. Word from our inside sources tell us the management of Eastern Championship Wrestling are thinking of adopting a new style. What style is that? They say it's anti-establishment hardcore. Internally would replace their existing style, Hokey Southern Wrestling. So Eastern Championship Wrestling is getting closer to becoming Extreme Championship Wrestling and the ECW that we all know and most of us do love. So yes, that is where we are with this. It is Friday, February 7th, 1992, and in 2 days we will be doing Three Ropes Wrestling live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And the tournament, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. There's one of two ways that I'm thinking of doing it. One, just an internal tournament I think would be better because it would be cheaper. An internal tournament meaning I just use who's on our roster right now and we figure things out and shake things out like that. Or we reach out to other wrestlers and we make sure that they know that they're able to come in and they're able to fight for the Three Ropes Wrestling title. They'd be in our tournament. We'd get a little rub from their popularity, things like that, but really we would be trying to put together the best tournament that we could. However, that sounds great. However, our money is really what is going to dictate all this. And I don't know if I can go double in the hole off one show just to try to get a momentum point. So I think we're going to slowly grind it out here and try to start bringing in lower level names on a bi-weekly basis. So 1 week we might have a name, the next week we won't, the next week after that we will, and then we won't, and so on and so forth. So we might do that. I'm just being honest with you. I really don't know yet the strategy for that. I've been thinking a lot about that and to see what we're going to do. So I think probably going to bring in a guy every 2 weeks and see what happens there. And again, not a huge name, not a Tanaka even, because he's going to be too expensive. Just somebody that has some sort of name value, even if it's just on the indies. So we've got one more day here to go. Tomorrow night is Three Ropes Wrestling live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We're not going to come up with a new name for a show unless it's a big show. The big show will happen either 4th or 8th, either once a month or once every other month. We'll have a big show where, again, that will be where we might bring in a name versus a name and try to get that going. But the problem with doing that also is that you don't want to overshadow your own talent. Lance Storm, Rick Fuller, Kodiak Bear, Ace Steel, these guys are people in Three Ropes Wrestling that matter at the moment. And if we brought in too many names, we would kind of be telling our fans, well, we have good workers, but these are great workers. And the problem is that we're not able to afford great workers every show. So use the great workers sparingly and use the okay workers, the average workers, your local guys, so to speak, air quotes. Use them every show, because then you'll be able to afford them, and consistency in a wrestling company is very, 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 very important. Now, tonight we are going to be booking Three Ropes Live. So I am going to get everything situated for the show, and I will come back on here and we'll figure this out. Tonight's going to be a transitional night. We haven't done a show in a long time, so I want to do a show just to kind of get our feet rolling again. It's just going to be kind of a normal show. I know indies don't have house shows, but it's going to feel house showy. There's not going to be a whole lot that advances. However, pay attention to who wins these matches when I'm doing these, because that is who we are keeping strong at the moment. Anyway, I'll stop talking. I will get back into the booking aspect of it. I'll come back on and I will present Three Ropes Wrestling live. First one from Cherry Hill, New Jersey on Sunday, February 9th. Right back at you.